Hey. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ron, aka Ron the Artist, coming to you live. And welcome to Ron's Recap. I'm here today to recap and review the TV show Growing Up Hip Hop LA, Season 6, Episode 31, titled Let's Elope Now. Let's get into it, guys. Let's get into it. You know, the episode started with the scene with Vanessa and Angela Simmons, with all this baby talk and relationship seeking for Angela that Angela seems to not be having much luck with at the moment. It's a struggle, apparently, for her in Atlanta. She clearly wants another child, but doesn't have someone to have another one with. Meanwhile, going to see about freezing her eggs with the doctor. All right, I'm going to say this to everybody out there in the world. Let's stop throwing shade on Atlanta. Because there are single, heterosexual men of status located in Atlanta. Yeah, there might not be a boatload of them, but there are some. You just got to be there. Yeah, I get the LGBTQ plus community is rather here, especially the black LGBTQ plus community. But let's stop throwing darts and shade, because that's not all that lives in Atlanta. Coming from somebody that lives in Atlanta. And that's not from Atlanta. I'm just saying. Okay, so moving on. Well, let me say something else. I hope Angela finds what she's looking for with this, this egg freezing situation. Like, she's clearly ready to have another child, but she is having difficulty doing that. Like, you would think, as attractive and successful as she is, she got men all up in her DM, literally, or just like crawling at her doorstep. I don't know. All right, so next up, Sam stopped by the studio to see Lazy Bone to discuss music and to catch up on details on his legal troubles. Sam is so nonchalant about his legal troubles, and I find that to be so crazy. Like, Sam is so nonchalant about his legal troubles. Even Lazy Bone said it, like, he needs a better attitude about it. He's just like, Sam has this, it is what it is, attitude about it, and Egypt can go do whatever while I'm locked up. If that's what's going to happen, it is what it is. I know what I did. The Lord know what I did, so that's that. You need to be fighting this and have a little bit more enthusiasm, having a little bit more enthusiasm about beating this doggone case. If you and Egypt want to be together so freaking bad, you should be trying to assure that y'all are going to stay together without you being behind bars. Sam. I'm just saying. Eventually, Egypt joined them at the studio in the conversation to catch up as well, which led Egypt and Sam to have a deep conversation alone. And the realization of him getting serious jail time. The seriousness of him getting real jail time or prison time. She's going to have to be without him, when I guess she hasn't done much of that since they've been together. Honestly, I don't understand why she feels the need to be tied to him so badly, considering his current circumstances. I literally wrote that. Like, I don't understand that. Why does she feel the need to be tied to him? Like, I get that you love him and you really want to be together with him and you want to be married to him and you feel like that this union is it. Okay. But why do you want to get married now? Why you didn't want to jump the broom before these legal troubles came about? Why didn't you want to jump that broom, Egypt, before these legal troubles came about? Because you get married to him before he goes into prison, it's not going to change anything. It's not going to change his fate of it's not going to change the fate of his actions already done. So I don't understand why you want to do it now. And you want to all of a sudden just marry him now as he's locked up, or right before he gets locked up. Suppose he gets, again, these 10 to 15 years. You going to seriously hold him down for the 10 to 15 years when you got a husband in bars? Like, I don't think Egypt is considering all aspects of this scenario. I really don't. I really don't. I really don't. And as much as I hate to say this, I feel like she is very naive. Just young and naive. Like, just young and naive. Young and naive, like, I don't want to say young and dumb, but I'm going to say it. Young and dumb, like, you cannot be that penismatized. You cannot be that penismatized for you to just want to sacrifice your entire well-being and just everything to be married to this man before he potentially goes to prison. Okay, Egypt. Okay. Next up, Angela. She finished her doctor's visit, which went well for her. It went well for her. You know, they said, you know, she's at a good age and, you know, the eggs are still, you know, there and they're healthy or whatever. So now it's just a matter of her freezing them with treatments and finding a man of status and quality, as she pretty much said. I need a man. Like, why do... Okay, I don't want to really want to get into that, but I hear that often, like even from my female friends, where some of them feel like they need a man. I get that. That's the way life goes, you know, or at least by book, literally the Bible, you know, man and woman, wife and husband. But my point is that she's reached 34 years of life right now, where without a man, like, not saying that she can't have one, but why do you feel that you just need one right now? Why do you feel that you have to have one right now in your life? That's my question to her, Angela Simmons. Why do you feel that you need a man right now in this day? It'll come. It'll come to you. It'll come to you, I'm sure. So on to Savannah. Savannah gets a visit from Cree. And Cree had to check her and give her the real about, you know, going in on Sequoia the way she did. Pretty much for no reason. Like, you just came at her aggressively for no apparent reason. And the beef is about really nothing. And I'm glad Cree came to realization about that, because Cree inserted herself in that when she shouldn't have done that. And now they both looking crazy and stupid for how they reacted to her. Went in on Sequoia, like, just uncalled for. So... But of course, you know, Savannah's in denial about all of that. Not wanting to own up that, like, oh, I'm real, I don't care, I'm going to say how I feel, that type of energy. And no. You are an adult. Own up to your mistakes. Own up to your actions. Take accountability for your actions. Say, okay, I was wrong. I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have brought that girl shout up in that. I shouldn't have did X, Y, Z, because she did too much. You did too much. I'm just saying, both of them did too much. But Savannah really took it overboard. So, on to Vanessa FaceTiming TT. Catching up with her about, you know, the newlywed life and updates about her situation with Peppa in Egypt. Apparently, Egypt reached out to TT, wanting to speak to TT in hopes that they will, you know, have a reconciliation moment. But TT is just like, there needs to be some accountability taking place for some actions. And at the moment, I'm like, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Back to Angela. You know, Angela's in Atlanta having a convo with her friend about finding a man in Atlanta, which seems to be an issue for her. Dating at the moment seems to be an issue for her in general. Again, like I said, I wish her well. I have a suggestion, too. Angela, I hope you see this. There are plenty of dating coaches in Atlanta. Plenty. Black ones, white ones, you name it. Plenty of dating coaches. Hire one. That way you don't have to get on social media, or you don't have to wait by chance of random at an event or something like that. Or even though that's okay, but if you want to put it out there, hire someone. You got the money. Pay a couple stacks and hire someone to match you up. Because there are men of status in Atlanta. Straight men. I'm telling you this. I know some of them. All right, moving on. TT, she stops by to see Egypt later in the episode to finally have that conversation with her. Almost instantly, finding out that Egypt hasn't even met TT's son. She hadn't met her son yet. And I feel like that spoke volumes. That really showed TT. That really shows that TT is really feeling some kind of way and that she feels like a line was crossed. Again, I don't recall the exact situation what took place with them, because I'm just getting back into the show this season. But I will say that for TT not to let her cousin meet her son, that means she really does not really care for her like that anymore, or she doesn't feel safe, or like she doesn't feel her son will be safe, or her guard is really up sturdy, like strong, for her not to want her to meet him. And for her to keep, and Egypt kept hinting at that, like, I want a relationship with my nephew, I want my relationship with my cousin, like, what's up? She's clearly asking for that to happen, along with some sort of clarity in relationship. But TT didn't seem too receptive of it. She didn't seem too receptive to it, at least not right away. Especially if Sam is still in the picture. Egypt. I gotta go back in on you just for a little second. Like, I get that you want to defend your relationship and want to defend the man you're with in regards to what people say in the outside world. But if most of your inner circle and closest friends and family members have all like had a falling out with you due to Sam, or have all kind of walked away from you due to Sam, or just there's been an issue with them due to Sam, that's probably an issue with Sam. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, again, it's got to be the youngness. It's got to be the youth, because it's a lot. Like, with that situation, like, I don't know, maybe she was sheltered most of her life, where the moment she got to get out of that shelterness, like, she just didn't know how to really act with it, and now it's lingered on to her adult life, and now she's kind of stuck. So I wish Egypt well. I wish Egypt well. I hope she finds happiness and peace, as I wish for everybody. I hope she finds exactly what she's looking for in a relationship, whether that's with Sam or not. Hell, I even hope Sam don't have to get locked up. I really do. Okay, so moving on. Back to Egypt and Sam. Egypt met up with Sam to fill him in on the details on the convo with TT, which again went okay. Then on to more talk about his legal troubles. Apparently, there may be prison time in his future, according to his lawyer. 10 to 15 years at that. 10 to 15 years. That boy must have had some heat. Like, what was he doing? Like, he doesn't even come off as the type to be in madness like that. But can't judge a book by its cover, as they say. So 10 to 15 years, his lawyer said possibly at max. Yeah, Egypt still wants to elope with Sam ASAP. She wants to elope with Sam ASAP, knowing that all this is going on, in spite of the possible troubles. And for once, I feel like Sam was more logical about this matter. He was really like, okay, if we do this, as much as I want to marry you, I don't think it's right now. The timing is not right now, and I need to talk to your dad. And that goes to show he got some morals. He has some morals and some respect for Egypt's father, because he want to have a conversation with her dad about that. Like, if we're going to elope, we cannot do that secretly and privately, as she kept suggesting and wanting. I need to talk to your dad. I need to holler at him man to man and see what's up. And again, he honestly was like, yeah, as much as I want to, I don't want to do that right now. But she just still wants to do that. In spite of him wanting to marry Egypt as well, again, he didn't want to rush into that under his circumstances. And at least wants to run it by her father, which I think is wise. because Egypt wants to do none of that. You know, she wanted to elope and get on with it and get it in and there. She just wanted to just move fast. She wanted to get on with it, get it now, get it then and there, and you make decisions on impulse. When you make decisions on impulse, a lot of times, most cases, it doesn't really work out. It doesn't really work out, and it backfires like crazy. So Egypt, come on now. She's not being logical or thinking much about the long-term effects of her decisions, in my opinion. And again, the last sentence I wrote about this episode, naive is what it's appearing to be. Like, Egypt, I just want to grab you and just shake you like, girl, pull it together. Like, do better. Like, again, I'm not saying that it's not right with her and Sam, but it just seems like he has a lot going on, like, negative-wise, and like he's a burden almost to her and the people around her. But what does he have going on positive-wise besides making music? And honestly, I haven't heard it outside of that show. I haven't heard any music. I don't follow him on social media, but I have not heard any music. So what is he doing? She cannot be that doggone penis-matized. Again, like, Egypt, again, girl, please pull it together. Do what's best for you, do what's right for you, but think things through. Have logic with your plans and have logic with your thoughts and your moves, especially life-changing moves. Please. For the sake of your mother and father and whoever else is in your corner rooting for you, just have logic in your motives. I wish her well. I really do. I wish her and Sam well. I don't wish anybody no harm, no ill. I'm just keeping it real. So that's all I got for you guys this week, guys. Until next time, it's your boy Ron, a.k.a. Ron the Artist, coming to you live. If you're watching this with me right now, we're on Instagram Live. If you're watching this on YouTube, it's pre-recorded and taken from Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, share, all the above. Let's talk about the episode. Let's talk about the review. Let's talk about the recap. What did you think about it? What did you think about this review recap? If you're watching this on Instagram, the same applies. Let's talk about it. Like, follow, comment, share. Let's talk about the episode. Again, until next time, guys. Next week it is. Peace.